Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How far can one go to insult the sons of the soil? Our braves' valor has been time and again doubted and questioned to serve a political party's agenda. And what's more surprising is that those who claim to be the guardians of democracy won't utter a single word against the offenders. Forget about taking any action. After Congress leader Digvijay Singh asked for the proof of India's surgical strikes against terror camps in Pakistan, not a single word of condemnation has come in from the Gandhi family. Instead, when confronted by Times Now, Rahul Gandhi seemed to justify his Neta's insult of our soldiers. Rahul Gandhi said that it was in the culture of the party to allow conversation that was democratic and that the Congress was a democratic party, not a dictatorship. Listen in to this absurd justification.
Every time Digvijay Singh has become a kind of a habitual offender, he keeps on giving statements. He has said the same thing about the 26/11, that time it was the Congress government. And now he has given the same statement asking for sabut in this particular case also. And every time Congress tries to distance itself from Digvijay Singh's statement, and today also you said that you don't agree with that. I agree with that. But why action is not initiated?
We are a democratic party, okay? And we are not a dictatorship. We don't run our party with principles of coercion. We don't appreciate Mr. Digvijay's personal views. But the views of the party are above Mr. Digvijay Singh's views. The views of the party are generated from a conversation within the party. I would like to assure you that Mr. Digvijay Singh's views are outlying views. They are not views that are held by the by the center of the party. We are absolutely crystal clear that the armed forces do a job. They do a job exceptionally well, and they do not need to be providing proof for anything. So we try to manage a conversation. You see, there's no, in the BJP, in the RSS, there's no conversation.
This free run for his party's repeat offenders seems to have emboldened them. Digvijay Singh remains defiant and has once again tweeted saying that his questions to Modi government were valid. Times Now also confronted Digvijay Singh and his party colleagues over the party's Pakistan prem, but the Congress netas refused to answer our questions. They instead advised us to ask these questions to the Prime Minister. Listen in.
You please ask him. Please.
So we are just asking him a question because
We have answered the question, okay? He has answered, we have answered. Now don't just move on.
we are just
Move on. Move on. Please move on.
Simply
Please move on. Let's walk. Allow me to walk.
Stopping you to walk.
Let's walk.
Not have given such a statement.
Come on.
Don't
India
think that
TV.
you are giving us a clean sheet to Pakistan and Pak proxies.
What nonsense.
But you don't think that you are providing handle to Pakistan but raising such questions.
What nonsense.
But you had given a statement. How it can be not?
The comments made are... The comments by the opposition got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But we are, NI is over just pushing us like anything. Bharat Jodo Yatra. Asking question is my
प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए.
This thing.
प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए.
अभी
प्रधानमंत्री
10 मिनट के बाद पूछिए.
From calling the army chief a gali ka gunda to Rahul Gandhi mocking our jawans when he said, "Hamare jawan China border par pit rahe hain," the Congress has a history of insulting our forces. Ladies and gentlemen, let's also now remind you what Digvijay Singh had said yesterday.
सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक की बात करते हैं कि हमने इतने लोग मार गिराए, लेकिन प्रमाण कुछ नहीं, केवल झूठ का पुलिंदा से ये राज कर रहे हैं। मैं आपसे कहना चाहता हूं, ये देश सबका है।
पुलवामा में हम लोगों के 40 सीआरपीएफ के जवानों ने जान दी। आज तक ये बात खुलासा नहीं कर पाई भारत की सरकार कि आखिर ये 3 कुंटल RDX आया कहां से। इसके साथ साथ आज तक ये जवाब नहीं दे पाई है कि देवेंद्र सिंह डिप्टी एसपी जो कि आतंकवादियों से पकड़ा गया वो आज कहां है, उसको क्यों छोड़ दिया गया, राष्ट्रद्रोह का प्रकरण उसमें क्यों नहीं बना। इसी के साथ साथ हम तो पूछना चाहते हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी से, उनके और पाकिस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री जी के क्या संबंध है, कैसे संबंध है, एक दूसरे की प्रशंसा हो रही है। आखिर इन सब बातों को जवाब तो उन्हें देना चाहिए।
So that brings me to the legitimate question on the Newshour tonight. Is denigrating our braves really Congress's definition of democracy? That's the question and that's the debate. Congress surgical strike on Sena. That's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me on the debate, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, national spokesperson of the BJP, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, political analyst, Ishkaran Bhandari, advocate, Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, Ravi Srivastava, political analyst. But my first question goes to Advocate Ehtesham Hashmi, also a political analyst. And Advocate Hashmi, I want to ask you, if there was any remorse, if Mr. Gandhi did not agree with the statement made by Mr. Digvijay Singh, all he needed to do was to say that this is not okay and Mr. Digvijay Singh should apologize. And Mr. Digvijay Singh should have apologized. But Mr. Digvijay Singh continues to be part of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Mr. Digvijay Singh is a prominent member walking right in front at the Bharat Jodo Yatra. And Mr. Rahul Gandhi feels this is a democracy within the Congress party. A democracy that allows to say कि सेना के लोग हमारे पिट रहे हैं, a democracy that calls the army chief सड़क का गुंडा. I want to ask you, how much democracy is the democracy within the Congress?
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to explain my views on this national debate. You know that lakhs and thousands of retired army personnel are joining the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Are you aware about this fact? And let me tell you, CRPF personnel are the most suffering security force in India because government of India is not providing them proper health facility, proper facility of education for their children. They don't have proper and best training system provided by government of India. To hide these core issues, BJP is trying to divert the issues on these kinds of frivolous issues. And Godi media is supporting BJP government to hide the incompetency of BJP government behind this statement of Digvijay Singh and Rahul Gandhi ji. Let me tell you, our army and CRPF is facing shortage of 1.5 lakhs army of personnel and 8,000 officers. Why can't we recruit more officers in Indian Army instead of diverting the issue on these kinds of frivolous
Advocate Hashmi, I agree with you that every issue should be picked up. But I didn't hear Mr. Digvijay Singh picking up this issue at the Bharat Jodo Yatra. I didn't see Mr. Digvijay Singh talking about the problems of the army, the CRPF at the Bharat Jodo Yatra, or when the mic was put in front of him when he was addressing people in Jammu. I did not see Mr. Digvijay Singh paying any attention. And you said many army people have joined the Bharat. 1 minute, allow me to complete. Allow me to complete, Advocate Hashmi. Let's be civil with each other and courteous.
Please don't shout. Improve your arguments. You can't win this argument by shouting. Please.
Oh my God. Oh really? And you think your argument is brilliant
shout
when
like
you
this and
call
run away from my questions.
And you
Yes.
think your argument is brilliant when you call somebody
Yes.
Godi media?
Yes. Can you challenge
And
these
when
arguments?
when I ask you why has Mr.
Just 1
Digvijay
minute,
Singh
just
sought
1 minute.
proof from the army, why is that question not being answered by you or Mr. Rahul Gandhi? Do you think that the army has to give a proof to you, and the words made by the DGMO and the Indian Air Force Chief are not enough for the Congress party?
Instead of posing tough questions to Narendra Modi ji and BJP government, you are trying to divert the issue. You don't want to focus on the problem faced by Indian Army, BSF, CRPF.
Neither is Mr. Digvijay Singh focusing on those problems, my friend. Neither is Mr. Digvijay Singh focusing on those problems, my friend.
Yes,
nor is anybody in the Congress party.
I'm going to tell you very important fact. On the day when Rahul ji conduct a meeting in Srinagar, at least 20,000 retired army personnel are joining Bharat Jodo Yatra.
And you insulted the army on the same day. And you insulted the army on the same day from the dais.
I'm giving you the breaking news.
The Congress is a brilliant party, I must say, Mr. Hashmi. The Congress is a brilliant party that when on the same day 20,000 army retired people were there at the Bharat Jodo Yatra, you used the occasion to insult them. Brilliant strategy, I should say. And let me get in Ishkaran Bhandari, calm down, Advocate Hashmi, calm down. Ishkaran Bhandari, I want to ask you, you're also an advocate, maybe your logic is something I'll be able to understand. I haven't understood the logic of Advocate Hashmi, but he says the proof is that there were retired army personnel in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. I'm asking the question, unke samne unki बेइज्जती कर रहे हो? Is that the Congress's strategy?
Navika ji, we are discussing a topic in which Digvijay Singh, in his own words, has doubted the army, doubted their credibility and raised certain questions on them. So let us stick to that debate, because that is the speech made by a prominent leader of the Congress party. He has not made some other speech. We have to discuss his speech. But before we discuss his speech, James Bond had a very famous line. First time is a happenstance. Second time is a coincidence. Third time is enemy action. Now in Congress's case, this is the 3,000th time where they have attacked our army. And not only our army. Let us start with Batla House. A brave police officer, Mohan Chand Sharma ji, gets Veer Gati while fighting terrorists, 2 of whom are killed in that encounter. And Salman Khurshid, a prominent union minister, says, bitterly roi thi Sonia Gandhi ji. On the terrorists, not the inspector, in case you have any doubt in your mind.
Do you have the courage to make these kinds of allegations against Pragya Thakur?
Don't interrupt.
Ishkaran, my dear friend, do you have
Navika ji, I need to finish my point.
Point your finger to
Navika ji, I need to finish my point. अरे आपके सलमान खुर्शीद ने कहा या नहीं कहा कि बहुत बुरी तरह bitterly roi thi Sonia Gandhi ji terrorists के लिए?
Do you consider Pragya Thakur as a terrorist?
Advocate Hashmi, it's going to be difficult for my viewers to understand what is being spoken if everybody speaks over each other. Advocate Hashmi, I would just request you to hold on, wait for your turn. Let Ishkaran Bhandari finish.
Are you supporting Pragya Thakur, Ishkaran?
Yes. Now,
you are very good friend of mine.
Ji, see,
do you have the competence to support
you interrupt.
Tell me.
1 minute, Advocate Hashmi, let's stick to the debate and let's stick to our courtesies.
Whole nation is watching you.
Okay, I'll have to lower your fader. I've given you 4 or 5 warnings, but if you cannot understand them, then I'll have to lower your fader. Ishkaran, complete your point.
Navika ji, you started the debate by him and he said very objectionable statements, yet nobody interrupted him. I do not know how he argues, because this is not the way you argue. But anyways, coming to the point. So from doubting our police officers engaged in an anti-terror operation in Batla House, or Manish Shankar Iyer going to Pakistan and saying Modi hatao, whether you like him or not, he's the Prime Minister of India, what will Pakistan do in this? Third, you doubt surgical strikes when they happen. Not only that, when 26/11 happens, again a Pakistani operation, you say RSS ki sajish, again the Digvijay Singh was there releasing a book. Or Chidambaram trying to bring in the theory of saffron terror, because that will help people in Pakistan in international forums, because they are facing the brunt of being the hotbed of terrorism, be it Osama bin Laden or be it attacks in India. So it's not the first time they have doubted. Now the last thing, it is not sufficient to distance. If you find what Digvijay Singh said is objectionable, why is there no show cause notice to him? Why is he not suspended? Why is he being rewarded by walking with the prime leader of Congress next to him? So these are the questions Congress needs to address. It is not empty words. Take action on Digvijay Singh, or you are supporting Digvijay Singh, which will not be the first time, the 3,000 times.
Absolutely. And the fact that Rahul Gandhi responded saying that the party does not agree with Digvijay Singh, Tehseen Poonawalla, clearly shows that they agree that what he said was wrong. Absolutely. So if the party agrees, do you think democracy allows them to let Digvijay Singh be the central part of the Congress party, be a part of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, stand in the middle, give all of these statements against the army? Because those are the statements that have often been repeated by Mr. Rahul Gandhi himself. So where is the difference between Mr. Digvijay Singh and Mr. Rahul Gandhi, when Mr. Rahul Gandhi also uses terminology like कि हमारे सेना के सिपाही पिट रहे हैं चाइना के बॉर्डर पे?
Thank you, Navika ji, for giving me the chance. And I'm going to divide my answer into two parts. So part number one, I actually agree a lot with what Ishkaran Bhandari says. He's somebody I have a lot of respect for as a good advocate. And I often say on times, if I'm ever in trouble, I'll go to him to bail me out of jail. So I do agree with certain amount of things, what he said. It's the same offenders.
But I will charge you because you're a rich man.
Okay.
Okay.
Private fees and private contracts not to be
discussed here. But listen, the fact is these are the same repeat offenders who keep repeating, and it creates
including Rahul Gandhi.
No, I'll come. Please give me 2 minutes because I'd like to make my point. It's a very important topic. If you interrupt me, then I won't make my time, so I'll keep quiet. But allow me. It's a very. I want to make a very.
You're the one who digressed.
No, I'm not. I'm just making I'm making 2 points. So it's the same people who keep making these same repeat offenders, and at some point the party needs to now tell them that stop doing this. So I agree with to that extent with Ishkaran Bhandari. The problem what happens is, as he said, he gave one quote of James Bond. There's another quote, shaken not stirred, how he likes his drinks. In this case, we'll say milk. The fact of the matter is that while you often shake it, you don't stir what is actually the truth. The truth is that while Ishkaran rightly said that 2611 Digvijay Singh ji was there and he blamed Pakistan for that, there was another person, Kripa Shankar Singh, who's a tall leader of BJP today. Or there was the most honorable Prime Minister of India, then the Chief Minister of Gujarat, doing a press conference while my friend Hemat Karkariya Marty for this country was fighting. Prime Minister Modi was doing a press conference and our armed forces were fighting out there. So there are all of these, and therefore it is my suggestion that both national parties on issues of national security must come together and not diverge from what is the main point. If mistakes have been made by the Congress, which I admit, same mistakes have been made by the BJP. You asked about Rahul Gandhi, you have a right to ask. Let me answer that very humbly because I don't want to get into too much details and waste your public's time. I think very strongly choice of words is very important in politics, but when you say that our soldiers were wounded, the same thing was said by Tapkir Gao, the BJP Arunachal MP, in Times of India. What I'm quoting is from Times of India. 20 Indian soldiers were severely wounded in this Tawang clash recently. A BJP MP who in Parliament said the second village has been constructed, and Times of India fact-checked it, said it's correct, and gave satellite images. What I'm trying to say is, look, at one point the Congress needs to improve its...
wounded mein fark.
And I said the choice of words, ma'am. And I said the choice of words.
If you have control over the languages of English and Hindi, but let me, 1 minute.
One line. I'll just beg of your indulgence for one line. I'm going to say something very important. We don't want proof from our armed forces. We actually don't want proof because, for example, President Obama didn't give proof of Osama bin Laden, and Abhijit sitting here has given the proof of the surgical strike. Hudda ji gave you an interview Times Now, and we've seen those videos out. But one thing.
Those videos were broken on Times Now.
Thank you so much for that. And we don't need proof. But, ma'am, at the same time when Pulwama happened and 40 of our braves were martyred, you know, the Prime Minister knew about it. They were martyred. He knew about it. He did a rally, an election rally in Uttarakhand. He didn't mention our martyrs. So the Prime Minister also needs to be hauled up, just like questions need to be asked of Rahul Gandhi. When will our Prime Minister apologize for that press conference after 2611? When will he apologize for saying traders take more risk than army men? When will he do it?
Gaurav Bhatia, my question is, right after the surgical strikes in 2016, there was the official spokesperson of the Congress party, head of the media cell, Mr. Randeep Surjewala, who called it the Uri an attack by homegrown terrorists, giving Pakistan a clean chit. And then you've also seen Sam Pitroda saying the same thing. Pulwama happened. These are routine things. You can't blame Pakistan for it. And on the other hand, you have the repeat offenders of the Congress party, including Mr. Digvijay Singh, who sometimes I don't know. I feel that he belongs to another political party, because whatever he says or does actually harms the Congress more than it ever benefits them. Gaurav Bhatia, despite that, Rahul Gandhi says, we don't agree with him, but this is a democratic party. How can it be a democratic party when no action is taken?
So, Navika, I have a few points to make. First of all, the Congress party claims that Mallikarjun Kharge is the president of the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi, I last checked, is a member of parliament. And then I checked Digvijay Singh's profile also. He's a member of parliament plus an ex-CM twice. So I would like to first ask, what authority does Rahul Gandhi have to say what Digvijay Singh has said is not the party line? And then fine, if he has said that, would the remote control President Mallikarjun Kharge have the authority to say that Rahul Gandhi is correct or Digvijay Singh is correct?
May I reply to that?
Second point.
May I reply
Let him
to that?
complete. Let him complete and then.
Okay, fine. But allow me to reply to that point.
Yeah.
If whenever he
Okay,
allows.
all
Sure.
right. Hold
Sure,
on.
Gauravji, please.
Hold on. There'll be many other questions.
Sure.
Okay. Yes. Now I apply the same yardstick and, calling Digvijay Singh ridiculous. Yes, he is ridiculous. But how ridiculous is Rahul Gandhi? Because Rahul Gandhi has also asked for proof of the surgical strike as well as the Balakot airstrike 1. 2. When you rightly said, Navika, is it not a ridiculous statement, rather a statement that tries to break the morale of our forces when he says that our brave soldiers have been thrashed by the Chinese army, when the Chinese army was given a befitting reply by our brave army. So this is question number 2. 3, I want to also ask, when Rahul Gandhi says, and I have a copy of his tweet, he says, गद्दारों ने भारत को चीर कर एक टुकड़ा चीन को दे दिया है. This is in February 2021. Now I want to ask, the Indian army is protecting the borders and the political will is of Narendra Modi ji giving them a free hand. तो क्या सेना को गद्दार बुला रहे राहुल गांधी? And fourth, I want to also raise the issue that when Article 370 was abrogated, Navika, Pakistan gave a dossier before the United Nations Security Council, and Rahul Gandhi's statement is right here as a proof. And what did he say? He said, brute force unleashed on people of Jammu and Kashmir. So I want to ask, AFSPA was invoked. The Indian Army is present there to guard the sovereignty and integrity of our country. Why is Rahul Gandhi saying brute force and making allegations against the army? Now my second point, look at the contradictions. First, if Digvijay Singh's statement is ridiculous, then I want to also raise the issue that Rahul Gandhi all throughout has been saying surrender Modi. He has no faith in the Prime Minister's office. He has no faith in the Indian Army. He has no faith in the Constitution. He has no faith in the Supreme Court. Who does he trust? And second, why haven't you sacked Digvijay Singh? He should have been sacked just like Sam Pitroda, Salman Khurshid, P. Chidambaram who asked for proof, Rahul Gandhi who asked for proof, and Sanjay Nirupam and many others. So this is a ridiculous Congress who keeps on posing questions to the Indian Army without trusting them. And last but not the least, I just want to say one more thing. You know, it is important to understand, Democratic Party, when Rahul Gandhi tears an ordinance which has been approved by the cabinet of the government, is it democratic or is it anarchist and unconstitutional? And if you are so democratic, why was Jairam Ramesh trying to stop the reporters from asking the relevant questions to Digvijay Singh just yesterday?
May I please respond to two very quick points? Gaurav first point on Rahul Gandhi ji and Digvijay Singh ji, Gaurav is right, both are members of parliament. What Gaurav forgets or does not tell your viewers, like a good magician, nowadays magicians are all over television, is that Jairam Ramesh ji, the head of communications, and Kharge ji today had an unofficial meeting with media people, but Jairam Ramesh ji articulated the party's official position. As Rahul Gandhi was doing the press conference, the question was asked to the member of parliament who articulated the party's official position. What else does he do? Take another line from what the party said?
Okay.
That's point number one.
So
Thank you for that.
Now,
allow me to
let me counter you on that. Official position, when Mr. Rahul Gandhi has sought for proof, when Digvijay Singh has sought for proof, when Sanjay Nirupam has sought for proof,
answer that.
Today, 6 years later, you're saying the official position of the Congress party, when everybody, including the most equal and most democratic of all parliamentarians, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, has made the similar statement. You are saying that
issues.
This
one you've raised, one
he's
he's raised. I'll reply to both quickly. When that surgical strike happened and it was broken on Times Now, there is no doubt about it. The question that is being raised by the opposition and the people of India, including the wives of the martyrs of Pulwama who've gone and spoke, and in Times of India has covered it, I think even Times Now, is that how was this lapse that was allowed to happen and why is the DYSP out and not charged with sedition? Ma'am, these are our forces. Prime Minister's our man. Our martyrs or martyred. Shouldn't he have been under jail and sedition?
All right.
That's one. Second point, just second point. On what Rahul Gandhi said with Arunachal, Gaurav ji, I will bow down to you if you say Tapkir Gao did not say the same thing. Times of India
he said injured and इन्होंने कहा कि पिट गए anyway.
Has their satellite images. Is Times of India anti-national?
पिट
Second
गए,
village that has
पिट
come
गए,
up.
पिट
The
गए
second village.
और
Gaurav bhai, please speak about the second village. Is that not Indian property?
पिट गए
Is
और
that not mine
सफल
and
में
your
फर्क
property?
होता है. But Gaurav Bhatia, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, respond to the charges by Tehseen.
You know, I have a job in hand which is very important. Everybody is watching your program. The difference between Narendra Modi ji's government and Manmohan Singh's government. Very rightly, Tehseen and Digvijay Singh, Rahul Gandhi, everybody is asking what is the action that has been taken. Tehseen, this is for you. Randeep Surjewala, after half an hour of the Pulwama attack, came out and said, homegrown terrorism, giving a clean chit to Pakistan. Now, I will tell you something. I have a copy of the press release issued by the NIA, and I'm sure you trust the NIA. Do you know there were 6 citizens of Pakistan involved in this terrorist attack? 3 of them have been gunned down, eliminated by the brave Indian Army. 3 are absconding, and 1 of them is Masood Azhar. And 7 people have been arrested. The charge sheet that has been filed runs into 13,800 pages. Now I want to ask, how dare Randeep Surjewala give a clean chit to Pakistan by saying it is homegrown terrorism? And that was a personal remark, or was it the Congress party stand? Second, Narendra Modi ji responded.
Who released Masood Azhar? The
56
BJP.
Please.
The BJP released Masood Azhar.
Please.
Will you apologize for releasing him? Will you apologize for the press conference?
We traveled that road. We know that there was a plane full of Indian people who had been hijacked.
This is anarchy.
You're raising some rather
No,
low
Navika, allow me to
questions
complete my
and
point. I waited for my turn.
Because if I'm raising the release of Masood Azhar, if you say that's low IQ,
no,
I will take
at
your
that
leave.
time you know the circumstances.
That doesn't matter. They compromised with terror. Why is the DYSP not charged with sedition? That is the question that should be asked.
Navika, I will answer that.
Why is he not charged?
Since
Respond,
my
Gaurav
friend
Bhatia.
interrupted, I will answer that.
Respond.
Yes. So I hope Tehseen will have the patience to hear me out. When Randeep Surjewala dared, kaha hai 56 inch ki chhati. 56 inch ki chhati is a metaphor for our country, India. The brave soldiers घुस के ठोका पाकिस्तान को, बालाकोट एयर स्ट्राइक हुई. लेकिन 26/11 के बाद क्या हुआ? यू वर सेइंग ना, आपके होम मिनिस्टर थे बंद गले का सूट बदल रहे थे, शिवराज पाटिल. आपका सीएम डायरेक्टर को ले जा रहा था एट दी प्लेस ऑफ इंसिडेंस so that he could direct a movie. Rahul Gandhi was partying till the wee hours of the morning, and I have that newspaper report till 3 o'clock. And last but not the least, Manmohan Singh ji was asked for permission to attack Pakistan by Fali Homi Major, the ex-Air Chief Marshal, and no permission was given. That is the difference between Modi ji's government, which is decisive and strong, and a government which was spineless, which was headed by Manmohan Singh ji.
Was doing a press conference being decisive outside where our soldiers are fighting, was going to Hemant Karkare's house, was a martyr,
yes,
decisive while he had sacrificed his life, was that being decisive, was saying that traders take more risk than soldiers being decisive. Army men, why they had to come to court because you withdrew charges on those who were court painters. I am asking you one question. Why ISI inside Pathankot, was that being decisive? You allowed ISI inside Pathankot. ISI inside Pathankot. You released Masood Azhar. You released terrorists for Mehbooba Mufti's sister. You've continued to release terrorists who attacked India. You are actually anti-Indian activities involved in.
You should read the resolution.
Did you release terrorists from
all party meeting
yes or no?
Held,
did you release Masood Azhar? Yes or no? Did you allow ISI inside Pathankot? Yes or no?
And
that's
therefore,
the question.
And therefore, 1 minute. And therefore, the legitimacy is now being given to the statement made by Digvijay Singh. That's the sum total of all of this.
No,
and Abhijit Iyer Mitra, I want to get you in. You know, all this rhetoric by Tehseen Poonawalla, all this bravado, taking away, just distracting attention away from the repeat offenders within the Congress. Will that actually diffuse the problem for the Congress party by just looking the other way?
Thanks, Navika. So, you know, I just want to read out Tehseen's own tweet on this. The same people keep doing the same thing and scoring self-goals. On one hand, the Honorable PM is naming 21 islands after those decorated with a Paramveer Chakra. On the other hand, some people are questioning the surgical strikes. Yeah. It's the same people every time destroying the party. And Tehseen has articulated something that a lot of Congress people tell me, that the rope given to people like Digvijay Singh, Manishankar Iyer, etc. has been far too long. And there is a difference between, you see, being democratic and freedom of speech and indiscipline on the other hand. Unfortunately, what Manishankar Iyer and Digvijay Singh do is indiscipline. And the problem is Rahul simply does not crack down on it. Right? These people aren't damaging India. They're not damaging the armed forces. They're damaging their own party, and Rahul never acts on this. I can tell you, like, you look at, sorry to put them in my nishana, but you look at Gaurav Bhatia's face and Ishkaran Singh Bhandari's face. They're both grinning like Cheshire cats because they're knowing that Rahul Gandhi, every time he doesn't do anything and Digvijay Singh opens his mouth, the BJP gets another 50-60,000 votes every time they do this thing. Right? And since Digvijay Singh has a long history of conspiracies. He said the Batla house encounter was a fake encounter. Then he has also said lots of things about Balakot, Pulwama and all of that. Right? Now, let me present you with a conspiracy theory. I think Bharat Jodo Yatra is funded by the BJP because it does more for the BJP than it ever does for the Congress. Right? Now, why does Rahul Gandhi not crack down? That is the question out here. Is Rahul Gandhi working for the BJP or is he working for the Congress? I think at some point it is the Congress that has to clarify. And I honestly think that, you know, the BJP should consider Rahul Gandhi for the Bharat Ratna for services rendered to the BJP.
Well, I don't know. You may see it as a joke, but I quite don't, because, you know, we can't take the statements that have been made not just by Digvijay Singh. The fact is that this has been stated by Randeep Singh Surjewala, by Sandeep Dikshit, by people like Sanjay Nirupam, and nothing has happened to any of them. So Digvijay Singh is more powerful than the others, I don't know, because nobody has had to pay for these comments. And Ravi Srivastava, that's what brings me to the question. What is democracy and what is indiscipline? And just brazening it out, is that going to be seen as the Congress party distancing itself from Digvijay Singh? Because they say the party does not stand with Digvijay Singh's comment, which means they believe that that statement is wrong, yet they don't take any action. So is the Congress party complicit?
Thank you very much for taking me right in the end of the show. But let me tell you one thing. You are creating altogether a false narrative.
Oh.
Digvijay Singh did not question the Indian army, which you are making for last 3 days. He has questioned only the government which is headed by Shri Narendra Modi.
So Rahul
he has
Gandhi,
asked questions
Rahul
on
Gandhi's
Pulwama,
statement today
where
is
the
wrong.
commandant had
Is Rahul Gandhi's statement distancing himself and saying that he does not agree with Digvijay Singh? Is he also wrong?
You allow me.
नहीं, आप पहले राहुल गांधी को बता दीजिए.
You allow me my 30 seconds. You are not questioning Pulwama at all. You are not questioning Pulwama at all. You are not questioning the commandant who said that you airlift those CRPF men whom you made to travel by the road and who were killed in the process. Where was the Prime Minister in the beer grills in that Jim Corbett Park who did not know it for the 6 hours what is happening in Pulwama? Let's talk, apply to the questions. Why he did not reply to these questions in the Parliament of India? This is the question. You make it link it to Pakistan, to China, to Indonesia, to whole world.
Gaurav Bhatia is responding.
Don't investigate.
Gaurav Bhatia is
Where is your
responding.
Devendra Singh?
But Gaurav Bhatia is responding to you, Ravi Srivastava ji. आपके 30 seconds बहुत लंबे होते हैं. आपके 30 seconds पता नहीं कौन सी घड़ी में है, पर बहुत लंबे होते हैं. But I am asking you. I am asking you that Rahul Gandhi disagreed with Digvijay. क्या उनको भी समझ नहीं आया कि दिग्विजय सिंह जो बोल रहे हैं वो actually
he called him ridiculous. All that thing has happened. But Digvijay Singh has clarified he never insulted the Indian army. Nobody insulted the Indian army ever.
Oh.
Asking question to the government
asking
is not
for proof is not insulting.
The
Gaurav
government
Bhatia
has to
responds.
respond.
Gaurav Bhatia responds.
Government has to respond.
Gaurav Bhatia is
on the floor of the
responding to you.
parliament.
Calm down, Gaurav
It's the
Bhatia.
government who has to reply, not the army.
You know,
don't drag
this
the army into your politics.
Okay, this is. Please ask him to be quiet now. Yes. Navika, this is exactly the ideological fight that we are facing right now. You know, if you ask Ravi Srivastava, Tehseen, that when Rahul Gandhi says, Hamari Sena pit gayi, they will say, no, he did not insult the army. When Sandeep Dixit said, Sadak ka gunda to army chief, he did not insult the army. When Navjot Singh Sidhu questioned the Balakot airstrike and he said, no terrorists have been eliminated, only crows sitting on the tree have been killed. That's not insulting the army. And I just want to say one thing. The Saboot Do gang, you know, it's the Saboot Do gang. Rahul Gandhi is the leader of that gang and he needs to give Saboot for his patriotism because his report card says that he has questioned the surgical strike. His family and he has taken 50 lakh rupees from Zakir Naik. They have taken 1.3 crore from China. And it is also true that they have signed an MOU with the Chinese party. So सबूत देने हैं तो राहुल गांधी को देने पड़ेंगे, गांधी परिवार को देने पड़ेंगे. And one thing for sure, under Narendra Modi ji's leadership, चाहे पाकिस्तान हो या और कोई देश हो, किसी की हिम्मत नहीं है बुरी नजर से भारत को देख सके. This army was asking for bulletproof jackets and the Gandhi Parivar was busy buying VVIP choppers. The bulletproof jacket was provided by Narendra Modi ji, National War Memorial, one rank, one pension. Now you decide where the veterans are standing.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the question tonight is not one person's comment. The question is the repeat offences. The question is that the party distances and then pretends these so-called slips did not happen. And it just moves on. The question is also about the Congress sitting back and thinking. Bharat Jodo Yatra raising questions of this kind with which even Mr. Rahul Gandhi had to differ. The man who made those statements, no action against him. He walks shoulder to shoulder with the top brass of the Congress party. Yet, the party says that we do not agree with his comments, but we are a democratic party. Does democracy mean demoralizing our forces? That's the question we are asking. Thank you very much to my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.